Hey, I'm Alec Leitman. I'm a marine biologist and an underwater photographer, and today you'll be joining me on a trip to the Museum of Underwater Art at John Brewer Reef. Let's go. So just before we head out to the reef, I'm going to tell you a bit more about the non-for-profit organization. MOA stands for the Museum of Underwater Art. MOA was established in 2016 as a non-for-profit organization with the objective of connecting people with the ocean in creative and meaningful ways. MOA continues to grow as an educational and environmental initiative with support from scientific communities, traditional owners, and commercial tourism operators in the Townsville community. MOA is one of several underwater museums throughout the world, and the organization's mission is to inspire ocean conservation through the fusion of art, science, and education. By combining innovative sculptures and art with marine habitats, MOA highlights critical reef issues, promotes stewardship and community engagement through immersive experiences for visitors and the broader Townsville, Australian, and global ocean community. So, driven by a need to raise awareness of climate change and coral reef conservation, MOA features three main installations: the Ocean Siren, Coral Greenhouse, and the Ocean Sentinels. All were created by Jason deCaires Taylor. They act as both cultural icons on artificial reefs to spread awareness for reef conservation. Jason deCaires Taylor is an award-winning sculptor, environmentalist, and professional underwater photographer, and for the past 19 years, Jason has been creating underwater museums and sculptures. And these sculptures create an artificial habitat for marine life whilst illustrating humanity's fragility and our relationship with the marine environment. So first up, we have the Ocean Siren. Installed in 2019, the Ocean Siren is a 4-meter high illuminated sculpture located on the Strand in Townsville. The Ocean Siren was modeled on Dakota Johnson, a young indigenous girl from the Wolgarukva tribe, and she's holding a traditional indigenous communication device known as a Bayless shell, and it acts as a siren or warning signal that warming seas could be a risk to the Great Barrier Reef. The sculpture itself changes color at night. It visually represents daily water temperature data that's being relayed from a weather station on Davies Reef via the Australian Institute of Marine Science. So the other two structures, that includes the Coral Greenhouse and the Ocean Sentinels, they're located at John Brewer Reef. So let's head out there. John Brewer Reef is located roughly 70 kilometers off the coast of Townsville, and the Greenhouse and Ocean Sentinels are located in this northeastern region, which you can see by the photo. The dive site map is as follows. So you have the Coral Greenhouse sitting in roughly 16 meters of water. It's usually visited and easily accessible on scuba. And then you have the coral trees that lead you away towards the outer reef. Then you have the Ocean Sentinels, and they sit 4 and 4 on either side of the reef. And they sit in roughly about 5 meters of water, which can be easily viewed via snorkel. So now that we have a better orientation of the site itself, let's talk about the Coral Greenhouse. First installed in 2019, the Coral Greenhouse is the first underwater museum in the Southern Hemisphere, and it sits in about 16 meters of water with an impressive height of 12 meters and weighing up to 58 tons. It actually holds the Guinness World Record for the largest underwater art structure. It was specifically designed for the underwater environment, and the Coral Greenhouse and the surrounding sculptures are actually made from a pH-neutral cement compound, as well as corrosion-resistant 316 stainless steel. And now we're going to get to the Ocean Sentinels. So they were first installed in 2023, and they're a series of 8 sculptures that are syntheses of human figures and natural marine forms. They represent marine scientists and conservationists within the field of marine science, and the artworks aim to create an educational and informative intro to the Great Barrier Reef and celebrate its rich history, its connection to some of the world's leading marine science institutions, as well as its strong links to the indigenous cultures and traditions. So each sculpture stands at 2.2 meters tall and weigh between 1 to 3 tons. And the sculptures are a unique blend of human figures and marine elements that symbolize the fusion of art and science. The original designs have changed over time due to the colonization of marine life. So now we're going to go ahead and meet each of these ocean sentinels. First off, we have Charles Maurice Young. He was a renowned marine zoologist known for leading a Great Barrier Reef expedition in the 1920s. This was a 13-month voyage that opened up the scientific world to the marvels of the Great Barrier Reef and essentially laid the groundwork for modern coral reef biology. With Sir Young's significant contributions to studying marine invertebrates, the way they feed, and their digestion, his dedication to teaching and inspiring future scientists essentially laid groundwork and foundations for marine scientists as well as the field of marine biology. Next, we have Jamie Marshall, a Wulguru Kaba and Yunbenen woman who represents the next generation of Indigenous leaders. Her sculpture highlights the crucial role that traditional owners play in safeguarding the Great Barrier Reef and the surrounding sea country. Jamie's involvement underscores the importance of passing down traditions of the Great Barrier Reef through generations, which continues to hold immense importance in Indigenous cultures. And now we have Molly Steer. Molly is a young activist who took action against plastic straws at the age of 9. She was inspired by the documentary A Plastic Ocean and embarked on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic straws by encouraging schools across Australia to join her Straw No More movement. Her initiative garnered support from over 3,000 schools in Australia and has gained traction globally to support this movement. And now we have Professor John Charlie Verone. He's renowned as the godfather of coral. He's a distinguished marine scientist who devoted his life to exploring and documenting coral reefs worldwide. Professor Verone has made significant contributions to the field of marine science, having discovered and described up to 20% of all coral species on our planet. He was the first full-time researcher on the Great Barrier Reef, serving as the chief scientist at the Australian Institute of Marine Science, and his groundbreaking research earned him the prestigious Darwin Medal. He's currently working on an ambitious mission to collect and preserve 400 species of coral in a biobank. Now we're going to talk about Professor Peter Harrison. Professor Harrison witnessed the first recorded mass coral spawning event at Jeffrey Bay on Magnetic Island. Professor Harrison went on to pioneer a revolutionary technique known as coral IVF, where millions of coral sperm and eggs during coral spawning are captured and they develop into larvae in floating pools on the reef. These larvae then are released onto damaged areas of reefs, aiding in their recovery. And the success of this method has resulted in the establishment of new coral recruits onto damaged reefs. Next up, we have Dr. Richard Braley. Dr. Braley is also known as the Giant Clam Man. He's dedicated his life's work to studying giant clams, having been inspired by a memorable encounter with a giant clam in Tonga. Dr. Braley made Magnetic Island his home and conducted extensive research on the Great Barrier Reef. In 1998, Dr. Braley established the AquaSearch Aquarium on Magnetic Island to provide an ideal location for his research. Next up, we have Dr. Katerina Fabricius. She is a renowned coral ecologist originally from Germany. Dr. Fabricius' research focuses on ocean acidification, water quality, and climate change, and the impacts on reef health. She has become one of the region's most respected coral ecologists, and Dr. Fabricius is currently a senior principal research scientist at the Australian Institute of Marine Science, and presently leads a large team of scientists across 5 different organizations investigating processes that facilitate coral reef recovery with the Reef Restoration and Adaptation Program. And now we have Dr. David Vaughan. Dr. Vaughan has held numerous positions in aquaculture research and development for over 45 years. Dr. Vaughan was the director of the aquaculture division at Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute for 17 years in Florida and ran a 60-acre aquaculture developmental park, which is the world's only fully recirculating aquaculture training center. He worked as the executive director at Mote Marine Laboratory in the Florida Keys, creating the coral restoration program and developing and pioneering microfragmentation technology for reef restoration. He currently operates the Plant a Million Corals Foundation that's focused on scaling reef restoration. So, in addition to MOA's work with combining art and science to bring awareness to ocean conservation, there's a big focus surrounding the use of citizen science. Citizen science refers to the engagement of the public via their active involvement and participation to contribute to research efforts. There are numerous programs where volunteers can contribute to reef health monitoring, such as the Eye on the Reef program by the Great Barrier Reef Authority, as well as Reef Check. MOA promotes your involvement with citizen science using an accessible online platform known as iNaturalist. iNaturalist is a platform where citizen scientists can upload their observations they make of both terrestrial and marine life on a walk, hike, scuba dive, and contribute their observations to a global and growing database. Users can download the app, create an account, take a photo of a plant, fungi, land-based, or aquatic organism, and upload those photos to the app. iNaturalist then uses a combination of computer vision and crowdsourced human identifications to help identify your organism, and then once you upload that observation, the community of users can review and confirm or even suggest your identification. So by having hikers, people going for a walk, snorkelers, and scuba divers share your observations, this allows for an increase of knowledge of the reef and of your surroundings and document changes over time. These observations can also help researchers track species diversity and reef health, and it's a simple yet powerful way to contribute to marine science and conservation. So as we wrap up this overview and video about MOA, just some final points I'd like to touch on. So first off, we have World Ocean Day. World Ocean Day occurs every year on June 8th, and it's a celebration that takes place celebrating the ocean and all of its beauty and wonder through educational workshops, engaging talks from scientists, and much more. Each year, here in Townsville, MOA hosts a range of events for the week leading up to the big day on June 8th. And of course, this past World Ocean Day, back in June of 2025, was incredible. MOA had a coral planting trip with one of the ocean sentinels that we just talked about, Dr. David Vaughan. Some of the corals were actually outplanted onto his statue, of course with a permit, and subsequent monitoring is currently underway to see how these coral outplants change and alter over the next 12 months. There was also a snorkel and dive at Magnetic Island with Dr. Peter Harrison, who's another ocean sentinel, where we actually visited the SS Mulkey Wreck in Jeffrey Bay. MOA also hosted an educational seminar at Townsville Brewing Co., where those who were in attendance were able to discuss a variety of marine-related topics with 3 ocean sentinels, those we just mentioned, as well as Dr. Katerina Fabricius. An art auction was also held, auctioning pieces of artwork created by local artists, and MOA hosted their first ever photography competition. The week of events came to an end on World Ocean Day, where SeaLink hosted 80 individuals snorkeling at John Brewer Reef, as well as the MOA site with educational talks given on board with the sentinels, breaking the current record for the most people out at MOA at once. And it was a success. So stay tuned to MOA's website for more information regarding their upcoming World Ocean Day 2026 week of events and celebrations. So you may have noticed the shirt as well as the hat that I've been wearing today. And these are 2 of numerous pieces of merchandise you can view and buy from MOA's merchandise shop. The online shop offers a variety of items, including photography prints, 3D maps, apparel like t-shirts, caps, tote bags, iPhone cases, water bottles, dive slates, even marquettes and sculptures. And the proceeds from the merchandise sales goes towards supporting MOA's ongoing underwater art projects, science programs, and media work. And the link to the merchandise store can be found at the link in the description or the link in my profile. And lastly, if you ever have the chance to go and visit the site itself out of Townsville, please go ahead and visit it. It's quite a special experience, which you can dive or snorkel the site. And also, whether you've been there numerous times or just going there for your first trip, it's a wonderful opportunity to witness the museum, the underwater sculptures, and a piece of the Great Barrier Reef in person. So if you have gone there, or are planning a visit, or just went, feel free to leave MOA a review of the site. As a nonprofit organization, MOA is always eager to hear about how to better improve the site and hear directly from you. So if you'd like to share your experience, just linked in the description or in my profile. And that's about it for now. So I hope you have all enjoyed learning more about MOA, the organization, the story behind the sculpture, the coral greenhouse, the ocean sentinels, and much more. Any comments, feedback, or general questions, please feel free to comment them down below. Enjoy your trip out to MOA and the Great Barrier Reef, and I'll see you all soon.